Lobby. We're about to get started. Let's take a look at the decks. On Eon Synergy sides, Warhammer 6Rs, Kodiak 3s, Hunchback 2CAs, Jenner 2Cs, 2CAs. On the RJF side, Enforcer 5P, that's the ballistic variant, Hunchback 2C, Timberwolf, Kodiak 3s, Timber, Oxide, and Jenner 2C. Let's go take a look. All right.
Here we go. If Eon wins 2 drops in this match, they are going to Vancouver. If RJF wins 2 drops, we're going to another match between RJF and Eon.
Eon Synergy bringing a mixture between PPC Goss and UX. Moving up to the Alpha region. These Enforcers and Hunchbacks and Timbers need to be careful because they might get caught on the cross. They gotta hurry up and get out of there. Looks like Eon's gonna let them get away with it. We might have a little bit of a trade right here. Here comes the shots. So Eon's got a very powerful position on that left side, drilling some shots into Russian CJF as they attempt to move up. They are returning fire, but looks like RJF is getting wailed on here. Got the Warhammer 6R kind of aggressively traveling out that right side, just trying to keep his guns on target as long as possible.
And Eon, this is a long, wide-open march right now for RJF.
X-Chico is actually getting hit. He's using his arm as cover, but he's traversing over to the right side. A hard rotation under a hail of fire from RJF. That might be a misplay by X-Chico. He's paying for it and goes down.
And goes down. Wow, that is huge.
RJF kept their guns to bear. They take that Kodiak out. That's going to be big. But now RJF is starting to jump in single file into the front line for Eon Synergy. They need to get more of their bodies up there. Here. Absolutely. Those Timberwolves are leading the way with those small pulses. A second Eon Synergy mech goes down.
Second Kodiak down.
That's 200 tons off the field. They've switched onto the Hunchback 2CA. He goes down. The other Hunchback 2CA right around the corner. He goes down. They are focus firing very well. Legless in the Warhammer. 6R is the next focus. He's getting hit by multiple mechs. Goes down very quickly.
Wow.
Looks like this might go in favor of RJF unless these last 3 mechs can pull off a whole bunch of kills. The Jenner 2Cs are still relatively fresh, but the Warhammer 6R, who made it across the way, just went down. So they just need to clean up on Igor and Dared. If they do, drop 1 in favor of RJF. A very decisive victory for RJF. It wasn't an 8-0, but that was a very aggressive play. I'm not sure what happened with X-Chico, but that run across open terrain was a misplay, essentially exposing himself to the entirety of RJF, and they brought those weapons to bear and took him out. He did not get away with that one bit. So Igor isolating the lights on their own in a 2v1 situation, but he's probably not long for this world. Half his weapons have been removed. Well played, RJF. And Igor gets legged. Bad overheat, but he goes down. So 8-3 victory in favor of RJF with a very powerful maneuver. They were getting kind of shredded down from that Alpha Lance at the start there. They were taking a lot of damage, but they kept that line. They kept all of their guns aiming towards Eon, and when Eon started coming out from that corner, they had those guns ready to go. They kept themselves aiming in the right direction, and that was huge. Flemard pulling 579 damage, the most damage for RJF. Well played.
Let's see if RJF can keep that up. They do have a long stretch to go, though. Like we mentioned, they have to win 4 matches in order to go to Vancouver here. But starting off on the right foot, 1-0. RJF.
Exactly. So 3 more for them if they can pull it off and keep it from going to 3. They do have a long road for sure. Eon Synergy gets to pick what team they want.
And they want Team 1.
All right, let's do another giveaway. Pop all these viewers into the list. There's a lot of you. It's a long list. And let's do it. For a standard mech pack. I love seeing people cheering for both teams in chat. That's awesome. Just a very equal split of people cheering for both sides. Rerolling. Sorry, Darren, you don't get to win a mech pack. Let's do it again.
Oh, poor Darren.
And I broke the sound again. Too fast. Another silent roll.
That was exhilarating.
Mega Man, man. That's Mega Man. And the winner is Calm Heart. We've seen Calm Heart around quite a few times.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations, you are winner of a standard mech pack. Send Bandit P17 a whisper with your in-game name and the mech pack that you want. Congratulations. Let's take a look at the replay. All right, got a little bit ahead of myself on the replay there. Okay, so initial movement, Eon Synergy gets up to that power position up on the side. You know, I was very concerned that Alpha Lance in the, rotating out was going to take quite a bit of fire. So they hauled ass, got out of there relatively quick. I feel like it took Eon a little bit too long to get their guns to bear on that. But those are pretty fast mechs. They did pull out relatively quickly. So not a lot of fire coming in here, but they join up with their team and then push forward around the hoop. Up and around. It looks like the Timber runs headfirst into the wall. Bonk! But that gives them a little bit of cover, gets the focus fire, switched over to Lizzie, and it jumps up and over, and then on we go. So a lot of damage being dealt to RJF by Eon Synergy on that corner. It's about 4 mechs trading into him right now. They are returning some fire, but at this point I would put it in favor of Eon. But RJF has some of those closer range mechs. Now this is a key thing right here. Not sure what happened. I think he's got that that Warhammer behind him, but X-Chico coming right across open terrain, essentially throwing his mech away, trying to get to cover, and he almost got there, but even if he did get there, he was completely shredded. That Warhammer did make it behind him, but with 100 tons already off the field with very little investment, RJF continues their push up into small pulse range, and they finally back those Timberwolves up. They drop down into that little crater there, but starts getting up in there, still firing those PPCs like mad, but they're tying into their large pulse once they get into range. And the focus fire was just delicious coming out of RJF. Looking at a target, seeing his percentage dropping, and he's dead. Looking at a next target, percentage dropping, and he's dead. Everybody was a well-oiled machine in terms of getting on the same target until Eon had nobody left to fight.
Yeah, very well done.
How's chat looking after that one?
Pretty excited, it looks like. And we have broken 900 viewers.
Hell yeah. God, great crowd out there today. Let's go for 1,000 by the end of this, huh?
And Darren just gave away 500 MC for that 900 viewers there. A sneak giveaway.
A sneak giveaway. Whew. So we're going into drop 2. Did they switch sides?
No, they did not.
All right, Eon's gonna try it again on the same side. See if they can figure stuff out here. Both teams are in lobby, getting readied up, and we will be heading in shortly. Like we said, though, RJF was in the elimination bracket, which means even if they win this 2-0, they're gonna have to do it again. They've got to win out. They have no choice, or they will be eliminated. So we might be in for the long haul here. Strap yourselves in. I gotta say, I'm not even tired at this point.
No, I'm
I
pumped.
would love to see us go to Game 9. Would that not be the coolest damn thing ever?
What about six matches in order to decide who goes to Vancouver? That would be something else.
That would be fantastic. So both teams getting readied up. Let's go take a look at the decks. I'm not seeing a single change on the board, do you?
Did they bring the Enforcer 5P last game?
Yeah,
for
they
RJF?
did, and they used it very effectively. I'm pretty sure that 5P was there running in with the rest of the group. So
let's go check it out.
See what happens. All right. Here we go. Eon Synergy moving up to that same poke position, but they've actually backed Chico up now. He's moving into the backfield. They're getting an early look up here right now, but not with their full force this time. They're trying something a little bit different. There's Legolas putting some of the trades around the corner. Quint as well, but he's taking some shots to the chest. But he's got to be very careful, because I don't think they tossed out nearly as much damage as they just took. It looks to me like RJF is changing it up a little bit here. They're not cutting across to the center this time. They've actually doubled back to the left side, and it's almost like they're gonna come through this way to attack. They must have identified the movement of Eon Synergy being a little bit different. Well, they're shifting back again. They're touring back and forth, trying to get angles. They are trading down into Eon Synergy, who has some hurt mechs, but not a lot. Let's see if I can find Flemard, who's that last Kodiak, actually took a shot to the head. He took a headshot. He's still alive. It must have been like a single PPC or maybe an AC5 or something, but
Eon playing way in the backfield here, though.
So
we've seen this move before, and you know what? I don't really like it. If RJF is aggressive, they're going to catch some of Eon's mechs stuck on the wrong side of these fires.
Oh,
right now,
some team fire there.
In their hands.
Had a little bit of a collision between the Kodiaks and some of those UACs going into the back of Lizzie here. Looks like the back got opened up on Lizzie, but not too much to the center torso. No crits. It would have been terrible if there was some weapon crits, but still doing okay. So we've got a movement from RJF coming around the right side. I wouldn't be surprised to see Eon Synergy actually pull out and head across the field. We'll have to see where they decide to go. But RJF holding 2 caps to 2 caps, and they have a slight ticket advantage. But we do have some movement. The Hunchbacks are heading across the field now to try and get a new unique angle at RJF. So RJF being extremely passive now compared to last drop. Eon Synergy did have a really good firing line set up, but now they're slowing it down and trying to play a little bit of the cap game. It could work, but if Eon Synergy breaks across open field here and continues to trade in, you know, it might be difficult for RJF. We'll have to see. So RJF continuing to hold things off. They do have 3 caps, but they're giving up Theta now. There is a strike on Theta, but it's going to be too little too late to stop the neutralization.
Yeah, Theta is now neutralized, not capped yet.
He's got to be careful, though, because the team up in that left side do have eyes on Theta. They couldn't go back and try and get it. So that means RJF is going to be the ones that are going to have to make a maneuver here. We do have Light Mech coming up. I don't know if he knows that this Hunchback's here yet.
I don't know if this
he's
Hunchback
watching
knows
him.
that
He
Light
sees
Mech's
him on
here.
Seismic, I think.
Oh, he's got him. Yep.
Yep. So that was a nasty trade for that Oxide. That Seismic is definitely playing a big part, but he's got another one coming in behind him. These guys got to be careful, though, because they're going to have the entirety of Eon Synergy shooting at them. If these lights get taken out, that's going to be a big loss. I don't think this is a good trade to try and go for a single Hunchback with 2 lights.
And down he
the
goes.
Oxide goes down. That probably was not the best trade to make, but RJF getting aggressive up to stage now, trading down into Eon Synergy. See if they keep that aggression going to avenge their teammate. Dungeon Keeper is pretty hurt, but he's still holding Hoop all by himself over there. He has a Light Mech with him. And RJF is taking the moving power position, bringing all their guns to bear. Got some good strikes coming down. Nice airstrikes to lead the charge. And just gonna have to watch the percentages here because it looks like RJF is taking a lot of damage. They do have those Light Mechs coming in behind.
Trailing behind him. Yeah.
They are getting a lot closer, but the front mechs now getting ever so close to Eon Synergy. But Eon is rotating out. They are no longer at this corner.
And Dungeon Keeper needs to be a little careful moving across the open.
Well, RJF now behind the Rock Spire, not able to bring guns to bear. And the Timber and Enforcer are coming out in front. Eon's bringing all their weapons to bear on those 2 mechs. They got to get the rest of them in there and shooting, and RJF is starting to hemorrhage armor now. It's not looking too good. They need to start.
Enforcer goes down
kills.
for RJF. Timberwolf as well.
3 dead now for RJF. They got their lights down into the pit. A bunch of them dropped into the low ground here, but
RJF dropping into the pit where the lights are.
yep, it's not looking good for RJF.
Helmashek does pick up a double kill there, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Igor and Red are down there, and they're now getting hit from the guys up on top of the high ground. Well, they got the Hunchback to duck back. If they can handle these lights, maybe they'll have a chance, but that's not going to happen.
Case, yeah.
Last one remaining, the lone Kodiak 3 in the arena.
This is just unfair. Down he goes.
He's already dead. Stop.
So there we go. Tied up. 1-1.
So RJF saved their aggression for much later in the fight, allowing Eon Synergy to rotate out. That delay could have cost them. They didn't really have the cap advantage. They couldn't really afford the delay. And we're going to go to Canyon Network for drop 3. Those Kodiaks pulling impressive damage before going down, though. Some of those guys got a little bit out front, you know, really aggressive, and then Eon was able to bring all their weapons to bear without really taking much return fire. Eventually, the others got around the corner, but it really added up quick to take out like that Enforcer and that Timber, dealing quite a bit of damage. And the lights for Eon were still relatively fresh, and that adds up. Let's do another giveaway. Still over 900 people watching. Let's do it. Ba-da-ba-da. And the winner is Chev Tono. Congratulations, Chev Tono. You are the winner. Send Bandit B17 a whisper with your in-game name, as well as which standard mech pack you would like. Congratulations. Oh, so let's do the roll real quick to see who's going to be Team 1 on Canyon Network. Alright, the roulette's on. Who's going to be Team 1 on Canyon Network for Drop 3? And the winner is Eon Synergy taking up Team 1 on Canyon Network.
Here we go. Canyon Network, Eon Synergy, Team 1.
We've seen drop 3s quite often during these finals, and I think that's a great sign that these competitors are definitely close to each other. That is super exciting. It's been a really great set of matches across these 3 regions.
Absolutely.
I don't think
we've gotten it.
Only one team, I think, right now is 100% undefeated in terms of drops. And I think that's Imperial. Imperial has not lost a drop in the finals yet. Is that correct?
I believe that is the case.
2-2 Wraith Wild Ones,
correct.
I think, lost 1. And
yes,
we've seen Eon Synergy
Eon
then
losing
lose
the first match.
one here
First drop
as well.
of this match,
So
yeah.
apparently everybody's human except for EMP, I guess. But they still have another half of EMP to go. We need to see whether SGR is going to have a chance to unseat EMP as well as 2-2 So there's still a lot more fighting tomorrow. But let's go to the replay.
And that being said, Eon's magic number is now down to 1. RJF still needs 3 wins to get to Vancouver. It's going to be a tough matchup. However, if they can pick up this win, they, in effect, reset Eon's magic number back to 2. Absolutely. If they can pick up this win, it's 2 wins, goes to Vancouver, either team.
So Eon setting up very passive range deck. They do have a couple of their guys heading up to that alpha side to get some initial trades in. Quint's taking quite a bit of fire there. So far, RJF doing pretty solid. Now, they had a little bit of running back and forth for RJF. Like they were going to come back around the left side and then go back around the right side. I almost, to be perfectly fair, I almost wish they kept going right here. I really feel like if they came around that left side, kept their aggression high, just like they did in the first drop, but somebody recalled them and pulled them back around the right side. And I don't know what happened, but I almost wish that they just kept going. But they recalled, went back around the right side, continued firing as they move across the field. Starting to take a little bit of damage here. They got that Kodiak in tow, not really doing much. Just kind of there with those ultras, just taking damage. It's like the little kid chasing the rest of his friends. Like, wait for me, guys! Not really returning fire, just is armor on the field. RJF then continues across the right side and then holds position just long enough for Eon Synergy to not only cap Theta, or at least neutralize Theta, but also squeeze out an Epsilon cap and then repositioning themselves across the field, forcing RJF to have to make an aggressive move at that point after Eon Synergy gets yet another firing line set up. And all of this running back and forth was for nothing at that point. When they cut hard over on the right side here, it gave Eon Synergy the ability to go into the open field, which is, I think, where they're strongest. Yep. Because of the amount of long-range weapons they have, they want to be able to shred people down as they approach, and that's exactly what they did. If RJF continued around the left side, it might have forced Eon Synergy into the spires, where it would have been a lot more closer engagements that I think RJF would have shined in, but they never had that opportunity here, with Eon rotating across CSJ Hill over to kind of the hoop region and then down into the arena. So it was a good rotation by Eon. They were not going to sit around and wait. They continued that rotation. It is a very good maneuver, and in my opinion anyways, RJF stagnating like this cost them the match. Cost them the drop anyways.
Absolutely. RJF seems to be doing much better when they just maintain their aggression throughout the match, pushing up hard. Eon clearly wants to keep them at range, so you can't play into their hands like that. But Canyon Network could be a different strategy now.
Both teams getting in lobby. We're just waiting for them to ready up, and we'll take a look at the decks. Take a little bit of a zoom forward here. So then that light mech trying to go in. This was another drop here. The Oxide trying to jump on that Hunchback 2C, but they have the entirety of Ian's Synergy able to... It's 8 versus 2 at this point. And that is a costly error right there for that Oxide. They didn't even get the Hunchback for it. RJF using that as their call to push forward. I don't know if this was purely a distraction, but they didn't buy themselves very much time at all. And then here comes RJF coming up and over. But they've got Eon trading right back into him again. And if they charge around that right side, Eon's just going to rotate out the left side with the light mechs harassing in the backfield. Looks like it might have been just kind of a missed timing, sending that light in on that Hunchback. But it would have been really nice having those lights alive to keep the lights off the back of RJF as they push forward. Or to then go in and harass in the backfield once RJF gets into the range that they actually want to fight in. Then the Enforcer and the Timber continuing on all alone out front. Getting wailed on by the main body of Eon Synergy. Hemorrhaging armor, and then finally the Kodiaks catch up. Just got a little bit out front there. Eon Synergy actually drops some of their guys in the pit. I almost wish they stayed up top and finished the guys up top first and then went to pursue the guys in the pit. But they kind of would have been putting their back against that ramp there and might have been shot in the back. But
and those lights were peeking up from the pit. I don't think there's anything RJF could have done at that point.
Yeah, it was pretty much over right here.
Oops, looks like we have a DC here in lobby. Might be a few more minutes.
Alright. So this could be the last drop, or this could be a set of the beginning of a whole new set of drops.
RJF needs this win to force a final decisive match against Eon once again. But in that situation, they will be able to play the 2 wins to get to Vancouver.
Once again, tomorrow night, second day for North American Regional Finals. We got 3 or 4 matches between SJR, Imperial, and 228th Blackwatch. The final 3 remaining for North America. So tune in tomorrow for that action. Just waiting to get these guys in lobby and readied up. God, we're so close to 1,000. We're so close. Oh, man. What a day. What a day. Super Sunday.
There we go. Looks like we've got that player back in lobby.
All right. All right, drop 3 Canyon Network. Everybody's getting readied up. Let's take a look at the decks. Just want to see one more person ready up before I switch over and commit to exposing the decks. All right, let's take a look. Eon Synergy Team 1, Shadowhawk 2D2s. That screams Brawl to me. They've got Black Widows in there for the DACA. 2D2s, very tanky SRM brawlers. Powerful, especially with that ballistic in there too for the run-up damage. Team 2, RJF, trying to stay alive. Enforcer 4R, Black Widow, Kodiak 3s, Jenner 2C, Jenner 2CA, Hunchback 2CA. Let's go in and take a look. Seems to me like Team 1's going to have a lot more power in the close range. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. RJF has to win this to stay alive. If Eon Synergy wins this, they punch their golden ticket to Vancouver.
Win or go home time. This is what it's all about, guys.
Both teams are going to be fighting hard for this one. RJF knows that Eon Synergy can be beaten. They just need to pull it off here. That Enforcer 4R bringing ER large lasers. Seeing a lot more long-range weaponry for RJF on the field. Gauss PPC and some UX. RJF is really going to have to set themselves up to receive this brawl push. Because if they get too close and get jumped on, it's going to be over very, very quickly. Initial movement by Eon Synergy, sending their Black Widows and Kodiaks up for an initial trade. I think they're just trying to see where their opponents are. They see those larger lasers coming in, so they have an idea of what they're up against now. So Eon making the call to get moving up to the front. They've got those Shadowhawks in Death Valley. They've kept the heads of RJF down so they don't see these Shadowhawks coming in. They're going to come up and over, and I think we're going to see an incredibly fast brawl here very quick. These Kodiaks with Gauss PPC are still very close to the fight. They're going to be the first ones to go down if this brawl push comes over. We do have some shots going downfield, though, at those Black Widows. The Shadowhawk 2D2 is coming in. The Kodiak that's up front is DACA, and he is tanking and shooting at the same time, just trying to keep the lights off of the backfield. But those Shadowhawk 2D2 brawlers
can do something here.
They're jumping in and they are working Flemmer down hard. He goes down under a hail of SRM fire. They're breaking for Lizzie with the Gauss PPCs up in the backfield.
And they've got a Jenner 2C up at the back, occupying that Kodiak. That's huge.
He does take down that Jenner though, but in the meantime, 2 more mechs fall for RJF, a third, and it's not looking good. RJF has a lot of work to do if they're going to pull this one off. They do score a couple quick ones between the Timber and the Kodiak, who are separated, but there's only 3 of them left, and they have X-Chico in the backfield here with Gauss PPC. He's down to one Gauss and 2 PPCs, but still a lot of armor left on him. Not looking good for RJF.
X-Chico lost an arm very early on. I almost wonder if that was friendly fire, but at this point,
it was a shield arm though. Yeah, it was a shield arm. He lost the shoulder, but it was just the 1 Gauss and a crit. But he still has his more powerful arm available, and RJF is going to fall.
What Eon just did to Lizzie should have been illegal. Stood him up between a Black Widow and a Kodiak, DACA, and just demolished him. And there we have it.
That is it. Eon Synergy is going to Vancouver. Well played, RJF. They definitely dealt some damage on that approach, but those Shadowhawk 2D2s coming up and over from Death Valley, putting out quite a bit of damage. I don't think RJF was set up perfectly for that, and they just got jumped on.
No, absolutely not. Those Kodiaks were way too close, or the 1 DACA Kodiak was way too close.
He was shooting the entire time, but he was taking a lot of fire from those Shadowhawks.
You almost would have liked to have seen more mechs up in the junkyard than what they had.
Whew. And maybe a wider spread, you know, like make them have to either split to get you, or make them have to run across the field to get you.
What a series! Wow.
That is intense. So that is it for European. Wow. Holy cow.
What a day. Between Asia Pacific and then the EU regions, these have been some fantastic matches.
Absolutely fantastic. Congratulations, Eon Synergy. Heading to Vancouver. Sealing it, but RJF, what a strong finish for them.
Absolutely.
Coming in second place. It was so close. And very entertaining. Very entertaining, but Eon's Canyon Network Brawl, very strong. Oh, boy. We are going to be doing shortly the Ultimate Mech Pack giveaway. It's the $70 plus Mech Pack to the winner. But first, we want to take a look at that brawl again. Let's take a look at the replay.
What a game.
Absolutely. Man, we are just under 1,000 viewers. That is awesome. This is the most viewers I've ever had. I'm so stoked. MechWarrior community is strong. Definitely. It's great having you guys out here watching. Whoa, 999! Are you kidding me right now?
Oh my god.
999! Oh my god, that's awesome. Alright, so Eon Synergy kind of had that initial slow, showing a lot of their DACA. They did have, I think, some Gauss PPC on the field with X-Chico, giving their Shadowhawks the opportunity to move up. Now, nobody had eyes down in Death Valley because RJF set up way in the backfield that gave those 2D2s the opportunity to head up Death Valley and prepare. I think they then went up the ramp a bit and came around this left side with their light mechs and jumped on that initial Kodiak. So RJF was getting some shots in on Eon Synergy, though. They were landing some of this. They were doing some decent damage. As you saw, X-Chico did lose one of his Gauss rifles, but it was on the weaker side, not the weapon side. But then there's those Shadowhawks coming in strong right into that Kodiak. He's using his left side to tank, but also shooting at the light mech in the process, and he gets taken down. Then they immediately switch over, start working on Lizzie. They at least get Dungeon Keeper back there, but Dungeon Keeper gets taken out. Lizzie with a very solid shot, getting that light mech out of the field right there. The Shadowhawks actually move on to start working towards the main body. But at that point, not looking good for RJF. X-Chico still has quite a bit of firepower and quite a bit of armor remaining, even though he's half a mech. It would have been a tall order to come back from that one, and they had their backs up against the wall. But well played.
What a series. That was just exciting. 1,006 viewers.
Woo!
There it is. Tuning in for an epic round of regional final action. We have now punched the ticket for 2 of the 3 teams that will be competing in Vancouver for the finals. I believe the prize pool is what, over $140,000 now? Is that correct?
It's more than that, and
is it more?
And it could get higher. It's still getting higher. They're still injecting more funds into the prize pool using tournament supporter packs and stuff. So I can't wait to see what else they're going to release to try and bolster that number even more, to incentivize these teams to play as hard as they can when they get to Vancouver. But we're going to be able to meet these guys in person. Can't wait to shake their hands.
Yeah.
It's going to be
exciting.
It's going to be
great.
Duncan
Fisher will be there. Some of the MWO popular community members. The Beef will be there. I believe what we have, Trainsy, one of the more popular news streamers, Sidestrafe, I think, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Got a whole bunch of people coming.
It's going to be great. And, of course, we're going to have the opportunity to play Battletech, the alpha build. That's going to be fun, too. Harebrained Schemes will be there. It's going to be awesome.
It will just be an entire day of nothing but Stompy robots.
So we do have one more giveaway on the horizon.